Before Billie Eilish became famous, she was not trying to become the perfect pop star. She was a strange emotional signal in a small room. And the reason that signal reached the world might have everything to do with her Aquarius Moon and the brother that knew how to translate it. Before the awards, before the interviews, before the world knew her name, there was a bedroom, a laptop, a brother, and a song called Ocean Eyes. This is the story of how that signal got out. Quick note, Billie's rising sign is debated online, so we're not building this episode around it. We're focusing on the part of the chart we can speak about more confidently, her Sagittarius sun and her Aquarius moon. Billie Eilish was born with a sun in Sagittarius, a fire sign. Truth tellers, freedom seekers, the ones who say the thing nobody else will say out loud because pretending feels worse than honesty. A Sagittarius sun does not want to perform normal. It wants to explore, to speak freely, to outgrow whatever room it's standing in. But the sun is only half of the story. Her moon, the part of us that governs emotion, comfort, instinct, sits in Aquarius. Through an AstroMental lens that changes everything. An Aquarius moon does not mean that person has no feelings. It means their feelings often arrive in a language other people do not immediately understand. Air signs process emotions mentally before they process it out loud. And Aquarius is the strangest air sign of all. Detached, future-facing, allergic to anything that feels forced or fake. Aquarius is connected to networks, the crowd, the future, and the strange way one outsider signal can suddenly become collective. The outsider who somehow ends up speaking for everyone else who also felt like an outsider. A child with this moon often feels like emotional weather in the room doesn't quite match their own. They're watching everyone else feel things the normal way, while their own feelings show up as ideas, sounds, jokes, distance, or static. That doesn't mean something is wrong with them. It means they need to know a different kind of room. In another environment, that same difference might have been called too weird, too detached, too hard to read. The Aquarius moon doesn't ask, why do I feel this way? It asks, why everyone else feels so differently than me? And that question, left alone long enough, doesn't disappear. It becomes art. To understand Billie's moon, you have to understand the house she grew up in. Billie and her older brother Finneas were raised in Los Angeles by two creative parents, Maggie Baird and Patrick O'Connell, both performers themselves, both familiar with the unpredictable rhythms of an artistic life. Both kids were homeschooled, both were exposed early to music, movement, theater, and imagination, not as hobbies on the side, but as part of the air they breathed at home. This matters more than it might seem. A fire sun, Sagittarius for Billie, and as well, Leo for Finneas, does not thrive under constant correction. Fire needs room to move, to perform, and to try things and fail, and try again, without being shut down every time it gets too big for the room. And an air moon needs something else entirely. Air moons often need space to think, to observe, to detach, to sit with the feeling before they're expected to explain it. Every air moon child needs space, not because they do not feel, but because they need room to understand what they feel. Some children look difficult only because the adults around them keep trying to understand them in the wrong emotional language. An Aquarius moon may not cry on command. They might not explain on command. They might not process feelings in a straight line. They may need distance first, space first, a room where their weirdness is not interrupted before it becomes meaning. Their home didn't treat creativity like a distraction from real life. It was the atmosphere itself. Singing wasn't interrupting homework. Singing was the homework in its own strange way. That kind of freedom matters for any child, but it matters even more for a child whose sun wants to burn freely and whose moon needs space to translate static into meaning. Their parents did not just give them the music, they gave them permission. They gave fire and air enough room to become a language. And when a child's moon is misunderstood, or I should say, when an Aquarius moon kid is told just to talk about their feelings in a normal way right now, on command, that signal often goes quiet. It doesn't disappear, it just stops trying to be heard. Billie's signal never had to go quiet, it had a room. But Billie's Aquarius moon wasn't the only air sign energy in that house. A few feet away, her brother had a Gemini moon, and that may be why he can hear what everyone else would later call genius. Every signal needs a receiver. Billie's came built in. Older brother, same house, different chart. Finneas was born with his sun in Leo, fire like Billie's, but a different kind of fire. Leo is the performer, the one who instinctively understands stage presence, warmth, drama, and how to make a moment feel iconic. A Leo sun doesn't just want to create, it wants to make the creation shine. And his moon sits in Gemini, air like Billie's, but air with a different job. Gemini is the writer, the translator, the mind that processes the emotion through words, melody, curiosity, sensitivity, and language. Quick, clever, endlessly observant. A Gemini moon doesn't just feel something. It's gonna look around for the right words to hold that feeling. So picture this. In one house, you have an Aquarius moon picking up strange emotional frequencies nobody else in the room is tuned into. And a few feet away, a Gemini moon that has spent his whole life turning feelings into sentences, melodies, and structure. Billie was the frequency, Finneas was the translator. This isn't just a story about Finneas creating Billie's talent. Her voice, her honesty, her instinct, that was always hers. But he was close enough and tuned in enough to hear the signal before the rest of the world could. He witnessed her weirdness without trying to erase it. He didn't need her to explain her feelings in a normal way before he could understand them. He could just hear it and turn it into something the rest of us could hear too. That's what trust between siblings can do sometimes. Long before anyone else was listening, the bedroom had already become a lab. 2 kids, 2 charts, 1 language they built together before anyone gave him permission to. Here's where the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Billie, Sagittarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Fire and Air. Finneas, Leo Sun, Gemini Moon, Fire and Air. Billie and Finneas are not just siblings. Astrologically, they are a fire and air creative circuit. Fire creates the spark, air carries the sound. Fire gives the courage, air gives the language. Fire makes it bold, air makes it spread. Fire performs, air translates. Billie's Sagittarius Sun wanted truth. Her Aquarius Moon made that truth strange. Finneas Leo's Sun gave it stage presence. His Gemini Moon gave it words. Neither sibling is doing the other's job. 2 different fires, 2 different airs, built to move in the same direction without canceling each other out. Fire without air burns out alone in a room. Air without fire has nothing to carry. But put them in the same house, give them both room to be exactly what they are, and something starts to travel. Every signal eventually looks for a wider room. Finneas wrote a song called Ocean Eyes. Originally, it wasn't built for the world. It was written for a dance class Billie was a part of. Something small, something local. Billie sang it, just her voice recorded at home, no industry machine behind it yet. They uploaded it to SoundCloud. And then, quietly, without warning, strangers started listening. This is the moment the bedroom signal we glimpsed at the very start of the story finally finds its frequency. Aquarius is connected to networks, the crowd, the collective, the idea that something deeply personal can somehow belong to everyone at once, without losing what made it personal in the first place. A private bedroom feeling became a public internet signal. In another environment, Billie's Aquarius Moon might have been called too weird, too detached, too dark, hard to understand. But in the right environment, the same emotional difference became a sound millions of people can recognize in themselves. Picture it like this: a teenage girl, an open laptop, a brother sitting close by, and a song uploaded into the dark without certainty will go anywhere at all. Then somewhere out there, a stranger presses play, then another, then thousands and thousands. The bedroom didn't get smaller as more people heard it. The bedroom became the world. This is the part of the Aquarius Moon story that almost writes itself. The outsider feeling, once protected long enough to fully form, doesn't stay isolated. It finds the others, and the internet doesn't just amplify a sound. For an Aquarius Moon, it can feel like finally being heard by the exact people who were meant to hear you. What started as static in one room became recognizable in millions and millions of rooms. That's not just luck, that's the frequency finding its audience. Billie Eilish did not become powerful because she became normal. She became powerful because her difference was protected, witnessed, translated, and allowed to become art. Her Aquarius Moon was never a problem to fix. It was the signal worth tuning into. And maybe that's the real lesson sitting quietly underneath all of this. Not just about Billie, but about any child who feels emotionally out of step with the room they're standing in. When a child's moon is understood, their weirdness stops looking like a problem and starts looking like a language. Their parents gave fire a room to burn and air room to move. Her brother learned to hear the signal instead of asking her to turn it down. And somewhere between a small house and a small bedroom, static became sound, and the sound became something the whole world could finally hear. If this kind of astrology, the emotional kind, the kind that explains why some people feel like they're tuned into a different frequency, speaks to you, you're not alone in that. Comment if you want a deeper chart reading on Billie, Finneas, or any of your other favorites. Some children are not here to fit in a room. Some children are here to change the frequency.